Okay, guys, listen. This is unbelievable what y'all are gonna see. It's unbelievable. I almost can't believe it myself. I got a call from George. You know George Cortez, my buddy that I made friends with George working on this project. George got saved while we were doing the container project, and then George was healed of an affliction that he had for over 20 years. At the end of the project, the Lord had me lay hands on George and healed his affliction where he would pass out. I mean, used to pass out a lot. Anyway, the Lord healed that affliction. Super supernatural stuff happened. Anyway, I want to show you something that happened here with George. I got a call from him the other night. Now listen, guys, let me tell you something. This is one of the most unbelievable videos you'll ever see. Just watch, just stay with it, watch. Let me show you what happened to George. This is insane. So George texted me the other night and he said, "Johnny, are you still awake?" And I answered the phone and he called me and he said, "Man, I fell into a sinkhole at the hospital today." And I said, "What are you talking about?" Here's the news from San Antonio. Sinkhole nearly swallows two people in San Antonio. There's George right there. Now, I have other pictures of this. This is opened up really big and it goes way down there. There's a pipe right there, and that pipe really saved those guys from going way, way down there.
Now, recent rainfall caused sinkholes all over the city. And News 4 San Antonio's Matthew Seedorf joins us live from the northeast side, where one sinkhole, I understand, is opening up and opening a lot of eyes, too. Matthew?
Well, two people injured outside of Methodist Hospital yesterday. Now people on this street are worried because look how big this sinkhole is over here.
That's water, yo.
Yeah, it's all open underneath.
George Cortez is happy to be back on solid ground.
Dude, it felt like I got hit by a bus.
He had been visiting his sick daughter at Methodist Hospital yesterday when he felt something under his feet.
The ground just opened up and it seemed like it wanted to eat us alive, and my whole leg went in, my other leg went one way, my body went over the other way.
This pipe might have saved George and his nephew from more than a sprained ankle and injured knee.
My nephew went completely inside. The only thing you could see was from his collarbone area and his head, his arms above, trying to grab the ground.
That hole was filled within hours, but others across town continue to sink. And take a look at this. Here's another sinkhole. This one's on the northeast side, and neighbors say it's still growing.
It's just not safe to have a hole on the street that's supposed to be safe and structured for.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, here it is. Look, San Antonio, recent precipitation could be causing an increase in sinkholes throughout the San Antonio area. On Tuesday, George Cortez, there's George, our buddy, had been visiting his sick daughter at Methodist Hospital. Okay, let me get the screen for a sec. George told me he had just dropped his wife and his daughter off at the emergency room because his daughter was running such a high fever. And so they went in, and George and his cousin went to park the car. Y'all aren't going to believe this. You really might not even believe this because it's so fantastic. I mean, it's literally fantastic. It's unbelievable. So George went and parked the car, and then him and his cousin were walking to the hospital side by side, and a sinkhole opened up and took them both inside. And because of a big pipe that was there, it saved one of them from going way, way, way down. And so they had to rescue them and get them out of this sinkhole. The spiritual significance of this is going to blow your mind. I said, "Lord, what's up with this? I mean, this is so weird." And I heard very clearly in my spirit, I allowed this to happen so you would know, speaking to me, so you would have 100% assurance that what I've shown you is true. The pit is about to open up. And I was just like, that's what I just told everybody. I told everybody that you told me to tell everyone the pit's about to open up 3-4 videos back. We're going to look at that video. So watch this. Just wait till you see how crazy this is. Watch this. So on Tuesday, George Cortez, he had dropped his daughter off and he went to park the car. He was coming back with his cousin, and George said, "It felt like I got hit by a bus," said George Cortez. See, there it is. The ground just opened up and it seemed like it wanted to eat us alive. My whole leg went in, my other leg went another way. He and his nephew, George Cortez. I know George and George. I know George's nephew. George Cortez and George Cortez? Are you kidding me? Guys that have the same exact name walking along, a sinkhole opens up and they go down into it, and then George Cortez and George Cortez come out of the sinkhole. I was like, that's crazy. And the Lord let me know. I let it happen to George because I needed you, meaning me, to be 100% sure of the message that I'm giving you. Now you'll be 100% sure. Look up the meaning of the name George. Let's do it together. I know what it is. Okay, here you go. Meaning of name. See, I don't have it in any recent searches. He spells it Jorge. George is Spanish or Portuguese from given name equivalent to English George. It is derived from Greek Georgios, meaning earth worker, or like tiller of the ground. Okay, it means worker of the earth. There it is. Farmer or worker of the earth. Do y'all know anyone else who was a farmer or a worker of the earth? Get ready to freak out. And she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of the sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground, a worker of the earth. Because Cain, that spirit, is coming out of the pit. I mean, guys, I heard the Lord tell me this several videos ago. I put it in my video and I'm going to prove it to you. And I was like, oh my God. And then the dragon challenge thing I'm about to show you, just sit tight. Watch this. Try and wrap your brain around this. I just got through proving and showing y'all what the Lord had showed me, that Cain and Abel were twins. We all have our own evil twin. By the way, that Kahinde guy with Barack Obama said we're like twins. That's exactly what he said. I watched the unveiling of it, and he said Barack and I are like twins. That's exactly what he said. And again she bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. Okay, let me show you a little video I did on February 10th. This is what we added to the back of a video that I did that said Antichrist right on time. I'm going to play this little video for you, and then I'm going to play what happened last night. You guys, this is like biblical story. Insane, mind-boggling. Just watch. You know what? Let's play the thing from last night first. Let me show you what happened last night. Ozzy Osbourne No More Tours 2, celebrating 5 decades of, look at the letter O, it's 0 underline, like no more sheep, the Prince of Darkness. Look at that. So you got the 2 O's, 0, 0. Celebrating 5. Let me footnote this for a second. Let me tell you what you're looking at. I was sitting right here working on the government video I got to do for y'all. There's a big TV on the wall over there, so I sit here and I work and I'll look up, and this thing for Ozzy Osbourne came on, and it said celebrating 5 decades, 50, 5 times 10, a decade's 50 years. I mean, a decade's 10 years. So 5 times 10 is 50. The whole system is 50-50, half this, half that, hybrid. And I was like, did they just say celebrating 5 decades of the Prince of Darkness? Like on TV? Are you kidding? And so I got up, I took my cell phone and I videotaped it. And so what you're looking at right now is me videotaping what came on that TV and then the commercial that came on. Watch this. This is unreal. This is literally almost unreal. Just watch. 5 decades, 5. There's that number, 5. 5 decades of the Prince of Darkness. There it is. Well, let's look at Ozzy. He's taking off the mask. So what's coming out is what's beyond the mask, right? The mask is coming off. And I just got off the phone talking to someone that I know, and I was telling him this is manifesting on a level I've never seen. This is absolutely insane. The level of manifestation. Okay, here we go. Watch this. Okay, so here's the Land Rover Above and Beyond commercial. I'm going to pause that for just a minute and talk to you now. So the Ozzy thing came on and I was like, that's insane. So I got my phone out and I documented it. And then a Land Rover commercial came on. Above and Beyond. Just think of Isaiah 14. I will rise above the throne of the Most High. Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14:14. Here we go. Watch. The Bible says, Lucifer said, I'll rise above the throne of the Most High. Look at this. So there's the one right side up, upside down. See how it's opposite? And their V's just depends on the orientation. Land Rover Above and Beyond. Let's see what this commercial's got.
By Land Rover, above and beyond.
The Dragon Challenge. 99 turns. No, okay, pause it. 99 turns. 999 steps. I'm sorry, let's... Okay, turn that upside down. This commercial is saying that the dragon, Lucifer, has reached the top. That's what this commercial is saying. Here, watch. It's red, like the Jaguar commercial, a whole new animal, ruthlessly efficient, and the red dragon is going up, 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 past the clouds, and there's the red dragon.
I'm here to do the Dragon Challenge, to drive the Range Rover Sport plug-in hybrid, the 99 turns, and then drive up the 999 steps, all the way to Heaven's Gate.
All right, so um, that was the commercial. Now just sit tight. Let's have a little look here for a second. Let's do something here. Okay, so let me show you a couple things about the Dragon Challenge. Now, let me show you some images. They were driving it up 999 stairs. You turn that upside down at 666. They were driving it to Heaven's Gate. I'm going to show you the significance of the numbers you saw on the screen. I showed y'all in the video I did the other day that was called Antichrist Right on Time. I believe this is it. Yeah, there you go. This video, Antichrist Right on Time. If you go to the 1 minute 42 second mark approximately, 1 minute 42 seconds. If you go right about there is when I started playing this right here. To show, I put it at the end of this video, Antichrist Right on Time, to show y'all that the pit's about to open up. I put in this video clip at the very end, right at the very end of this clip, I put this in there because I wanted y'all to know the pit is about to open up. Let's see.
Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack.
Okay, so I put that in the video, the Antichrist Right on Time, the pit opening up. I showed you guys. I told you guys, look, at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, they're wearing purple ribbons, purple, you know, the woman clothed in purple and scarlet, from Revelation. And then they were wearing purple, the purple ribbons to stand for the number 42,000 deaths, 42, the coming of the Antichrist. They were wearing red scarlet pins that said Reese for recycled. It was duplicitous in meaning for Reese Taylor, a woman who was raped like decades ago, but they used it as a way to put red pins on themselves that said Reese for recycle. Then they were wearing Time's Up pins with the letter TIM double underscored for their God, Timotheos, which means honoring God. So they're honoring their God, saying time's up. They know he's coming. That's why their whole thing is resist, because they know that their king's coming inside of them, just like a beehive knows it's time to, to move the hive. It's inherent within a hive. The queen sends out pheromones and the whole hive knows what to do. That's what's going on. So now, all these other things that have been going on, like the Super Bowl, Prince reaching up saying, right when the sheet came down and they were playing the shadow. You know what? Let me pause it. I'll show it to you. Just a quick refresher. There they are. There's the Democrats. It means demon fishing basket. Demos Kratos, demon and fishing basket. They're wearing Reese pins. They're wearing Time's Up pins. They're wearing a symbol for Planned Parenthood, which is a penis intersecting a vagina. It's the exact same thing as the altar of St. Peter's. There it is, right there, laid right on top of the altar. It's identical. Chuck Schumer and the Democrats were wearing purple pins, and they were saying it was because of the 42,000 opioid deaths, which is not true. There were 52,000, and the reason they're wearing that, and they're saying it's for 42,000 opioid deaths, so they could slip the number 42 in there. It's Satan doing it through humans, by the way. And the number 42 is a number with direct connection to the coming of the Antichrist. His evil efforts will last 42 months. So that's what the number 42 represents biblically. Okay, so there's all the Democrats. You know, they are, I'm sorry. If you're a liar, you're a child of the devil. The Bible says when you lie, it's consistent with the character of your father. He was a liar from the beginning. He is the father of lies and the father of it. And he was a murderer from the beginning. Now, they're wearing purple. And the reason they're wearing purple is because Revelation 17, and there was a woman arrayed in purple that's the mother goddess, and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, and having a handful of a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and the filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was written the name Mystery Babylon, the great mother harlot of harlots and abominations of the earth. Okay, so y'all know what a harlot is, right? A prostitute, okay? That's what a harlot is. And she is the great mother of all the harlots. Okay, so they are telegraphing at the State of the Union address. They are telegraphing the coming of the Antichrist by wearing purple and associating purple with the number 42, the coming of the Antichrist. They are wearing Reese pins, which is also scarlet. Same thing in Revelation. She was arrayed in purple and scarlet, wearing pearls. There you go. They have the word time's up. The word TIM, the name TIM, is double underlined like the twin towers for the twin system, two white lines. It means honoring God. Tim means honoring God. Okay, so here they are all wearing their purple. It even said, why are all the Democrats wearing a purple ribbon? And it's allegedly to draw notice to the 42,000 deaths. I went and got the chart. There were 52,000 deaths that year. During the Super Bowl halftime show, Prince reached up while Justin Timberlake was playing the piano. And right when Prince said, I would die for you, the clock right up here, they showed the clock and I freeze framed it. There it is. The clock says 10:42. 10 represents the two fives, the V, the double U system, the V and the V coming together, because let me show you what it means. Watch. The number 10 is a V and a V coming together, making a double U, double YOU. And right when Prince reached up and said, I would die for you, the clock turned to 10, representing the two becoming one, and 42, the coming of the Antichrist. And there is a spear coming down, landing in his hand. Unbelievable. Okay, oddly enough, Prince died on 4/21. So when Prince said, I would die for you, let me show you a little, picture graph we put together for you, Dave and I. So right when he reached up, he said, I would die for you. The clock turned to 10, the two fives becoming 10, perfection of government, end of a cycle, 42, coming of the Antichrist. Prince died on 4/21. Look at that. I would die on April 21st, and he did. Prince died on 4/21. April is the fourth month of the year, and U is the 21st letter of the alphabet. So right when he said, I would die for you, wow, they killed him on 4/21, no doubt about it. He was a sacrifice to Satan. No doubt he was a satanic sacrifice. And the whole place is lit up purple. And then when the camera went outside the dome, the entire dome lit up to the Eye of Ra. There it is. It started out like this, and then it turned into that, and there's the Eye of Ra. There it is. Just underline. And there is the spear tip coming to get everybody. Okay, so now they're telegraphing this stuff openly. I just showed you how I freeze frame that commercial thing and the Ozzy Osbourne thing, but let me show you how significant it was. Okay, do y'all see this image right here? That is a serpent, and this is called Heaven's Gate. And here the guy is having made it to the top. He went through the clouds in the video. He literally went through the clouds, and there he is. There is the figure of a man representing the Antichrist, representing Apollyon in the flesh. And that's why they unveiled Barack Obama's painting that is totally different from any other president. That's why they unveiled it, the unveiling. And then right after the Ozzy thing, here's this commercial. I forget the name of it. The Above and Beyond Challenge. Above, that is Lucifer saying, I will arise up, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. And that is exactly what that car did. It went right up through the clouds to the top. I will be like the Most High. I mean, guys, this is wild, man. So check this out. Let's go back to here. Okay, so there's the guy having made it, but let me show you how obvious this is. Watch these numbers. Watch the way they play with their numbers. Okay, they did it on a day where there was some clouds. I don't know if they worked this in or how they did it, but that is the day that they shot it. It didn't look that cloudy, but once that vehicle got to the top, it was that cloudy. It was that cloudy. Let me show you what was at the very top step. So what was at the very top of the steps? There you go. Dragon Challenge. You know what? I'm going to enlarge it, see if we get any better pixelation rate. There's the red dragon. I want you to look at his head. You see these things on his ear? There's a V and there's a V, the twin system. There it is. See, V and V. No kidding. Absolutely. By the way, I went and ordered a sign last week. I will show you the day I ordered the sign. I'll show you that the sign company sent me back a proof so I could approve it. The Lord told me to do it. Y'all aren't going to believe it. I went ahead and did it, and now the Lord proved to me. You're exactly right, Jonathan. The pit's about to open up. The reason, let me look at the camera for a sec. The reason the Lord allowed George Cortez and George Cortez walking along, pit opens up, they both go in. Then both George Cortez and George Cortez, twins, their names are identical. They come out of the pit, and the name George means tiller of the ground, worker of the ground. It means the same thing as just what it says about our friend Cain. Cain was a tiller of the ground. I mean, this is just crazy on a level my brain almost can't wrap around. Let me show you the top of Heaven's Gate, and let's have a look at it. And let me show you what it looks like. Let's take the head of this serpent right here and put it right in there. That's what it is. Heaven's Gate right there. That hole, there it is. Watch. Let's just go up the serpent's body and put the head of the serpent right there. There's the opening to Heaven's Gate. And there's the guy standing right at the top. That is definitely a serpent. Let's see. There it is. Unbelievable. And they got their guy and they drove a red car. It's scarlet, the woman arrayed in purple and scarlet. And so, let's see. Here it is arriving at the top. Look, there it is, the scarlet car arriving at the top. There's the red dragon with the two V on each side of his head. And here's the guy looking out after having conquered it. He's risen to the top, above the clouds, standing right up here in the clouds. And I will arise, I will ascend above. Sorry, guys. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. There it is, right there. He's up in the clouds, and he's standing in the head of the serpent. I mean, this is mind-boggling. Okay, let me show you something about if you go look at the Dragon Challenge on YouTube, it's a 3-minute video. You'll see that they practiced for it. That was in the little video I showed you. And this is the vehicle they used to practice for it. I was like, oh my gosh, not only is it black and white, it's got bees all over it. Yeah, bees all over it because they know the pit's about to. But let me show you couple of those bees. There's one of them right here. There's the abdomen. There's the wing. There's the wing. There's the eye, and the proboscis. There's another one. Let's see, right here. There's bees all over this thing. Just look. Here's an abdomen. Just abdomen wing, eye proboscis. So as you look at this car, you'll realize it's a bunch of bees and it's black and white, and it's what they used as a trial to see if they could get this car going up a 45-degree angle so they could attempt this thing in this red car. And so I thought I'd show you their practice runs, and the car they use for practice has bees all over it, making fun of all us like we're the worker bees. So the Dragon Challenge, they literally have a red car arriving at the top of those steps. Let me show you the numbers. Okay, so here you go. They put this out there and they said, the Dragon Challenge, 99 turns, 999 steps, of course, 666. He's overcome the flesh. 22 minutes and 41 seconds, 99 turns. Okay, watch this. Let me show you where this thing showed up. It showed up in Range Rover Sport as the first SUV to climb to Heaven's Gate. I was like, wow, look at what's on the license plate. PHB 990. I typed into Google, what is PHB? I'm not kidding. PHB is a internet like phone term, social media term. It means psycho hose beast. Meaning, what does psycho hose beast mean? Oh, you mean like Revelation 17, the woman dressed in scarlet. I saw that definition. I was really quite, listen, I'm just going to tell you, I was like, what? Psycho hose beast. That's one of the first things that came up. And I went, that's weird. And then I heard in my spirit, no, she's a prostitute. She's a whore. And I'm like, psycho hose beast? That's what PHB stands for on the license plate? And the Lord led me right to it. PHB 990. Watch this. Again. The woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet. What color is the car? It's scarlet. What are the colors of these guys? It's red and black. That's their color. Remember the Super Bowl halftime show? Justin Timberlake and all his buddies in the band, red and scarlet and black. Okay, so the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Psycho hose beast. And upon her forehead was written the name Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of psycho hose beast, harlots and abominations of the earth. Because that's what Satan used to bring down all God's angels, was sex. That was it. That's why all these altars I've shown you are about sex. Oh, wow. What are the odds I clicked on this? I'm not kidding. I had no idea this was going to come up. Here's a drink called Serpent's Bite. Serpent White Bite. Look, it's right side up, upside down. And let's look at what's on the bottle right here. What's on that bottle? Serpent skin and a sperm. Let's take a look at that sperm that's on that bottle. Wow, if you cover up this part and this part, there's the eye, and there's the beak of an owl. And if you let that be the eye and that be the eye, and there's the fangs, because that's what they want you to see, a serpent with fangs. And let's see, oh my goodness, it's a sperm, isn't it? Look at the sperm. What a weird thing to have on your drink, and it has serpent skin. That's why the Vatican has a cobblestone courtyard that's the keyhole that's been locked, because it is the courtyard represents serpent skin, which is what we all got locked into. Everybody's trapped in serpent skin because of the serpent bite in the garden that struck fast. Remember, uh, Cain, to strike fast, spear. There it is. Let me open up this picture. I mean, what are the odds this popped up? That's just crazy. There it is. So the courtyard right here at the Vatican that makes a keyhole, and the cross got turned upside down, and the upside down cross got turned into the serpent, and the courtyard right here is right here. It's the same as serpent skin over here. And there's the sperm that did it. That's why Obama's got 2 sperm on his forehead in the painting that was unveiled. Absolutely staggering information. Staggering. I'm going to put, I want to show just one image of the serpent bite with a couple sperm just to drive the point home. Since this thing opened and I had no idea it was going to open. There you go. Now just look at this part right here. That's like the shape of the hood of a cobra. And there's the head of the sperm. And there's the tail. And it also has horns like the devil. And there's a sperm and there's a sperm. And there's no arguing. The serpent bite drink is a sperm. That's it. And that's all there is to it. That's what it is. I'm not even sure why that folder's open. Okay, here we go. Psycho Hose Beast 99. Wow, that's wonderful. A woman clothed in scarlet, the mother of harlots and abominations, has reached the top. Let's look at some numbers and their meaning. Let me show you one thing about this car. It's a new Range Rover Sport plug-in hybrid. Oh, it's a hybrid. Oh, you mean like the Garden of Eden hybrid. 2 different things mixed together. Okay, let me show you where this thing popped up. The first search I went and did for it in Google Images. Arab Motor World. That's a weird place, isn't it? Arab Motor World. Do y'all know what the word Arab means? If you go look up the word mingle in Daniel 2:43, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. The word translated is Arab. I'll show it to you. Okay, so y'all, let's do this together. And whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes. Oh, wow. How many toes are on each foot? 5 and 5. 5 and 5. W. Wow. And whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, part of potter's clay. Well, you know, like Genesis 2. And the Lord God formed Adam from the dust, which is the word clay, and part of iron, like in Genesis 1, female, Fe mixed with clay. And the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in of it the strength of the iron, for as much as thou saw the iron mixed with the miry clay. And the toes and the feet were part of iron and part of clay, and the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou saw iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves. Look at this, mingle themselves. What is the word? It means to commingle, and I'll just highlight it green. They shall mingle themselves right there. I'll do it green. We click on 6151. I'll color it green. They shall mingle themselves. It means to commingle. Mingle, self, mix. What's the word in Hebrew for mingle, self? Arab. Wow, it showed up in Arab Motor World. It's a hybrid. Psycho Hose Beast 990 going up 999 steps. Turn it upside down and it's 666. This is getting really wild, isn't it? Okay, well, let's look at the meaning of numbers. So we have the number 22. It says it has 99 turns, 999 steps. Turn 999 steps upside down at 666. Let's look up the meaning of the word number 22. There's a couple meanings. One of them is the key of David, which is what the Lord gave me the night I got saved. Here's the other biblical meaning of the number 22. The number 22, which is double 11. symbolizes disorder and chaos. It can represent a concentration of disorganization. Jeroboam, the very first king of Israel after the United Kingdom split in two in 930 BC, reigned for 22 years, 930 to 909 BC. Ahab, considered the worst Israelite king, also reigned for the same length of time. King Ammon, who ruled only 2 years, is considered one of the worst kings over Judah, began his rule at the age of 22. In the Bible, the number 22, it means the key of David, and it means also chaos and disorder. Let's go back and look. Wow. So all the numbers were significant. Why did they put it took 22 minutes and 41 seconds? Okay, so I looked up the number, the Bible meaning of 41. Okay, to write 41 in Hebrews, they use two letters, mem and aleph. Mem means water, and the aleph means an ox. Hebrew numbers from 41 to 49 are signified by water, mem. In some way, the series of the 40 generally have to do with the flow of events or flow of time. When paired with aleph, the ox signifies the strength of that which is first, since it is also the first letter of the alphabet. In this case, paired with water, it signifies strong flow of water, a rushing stream, which can separate people on either side of the river. In fact, the Hebrew word badal, separate, has a numeric value of 41. It is also a reflection of itself, the number 14. Isaiah 14:14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And they drove a red car up 999 steps, 666, turn it upside down. They drove it to a place called Heaven's Gate. I will ascend above the clouds. The car drove above the clouds, and a guy got out at Heaven's Gate, which is in the shape of a serpent's head. The whole damn thing is a big snake, and there's a figure standing there as if he has conquered it and he has made it to the top. There it is. Let me see. There you go. That is absolutely insane. Now, I told everybody, I've been telling you, I showed y'all the Antichrist right on time video at the 1 hour, 52 minute mark and 39 second. I showed the pit opening. I keep warning everybody. I'm telling you, the beast, Apollyon, he's coming out of the pit, folks. I want to apologize for the last couple of videos where I've been kind of pissy, kind of snarky. At the end of this video, maybe if you want to stick around, I'll explain to you what's going on. I'm under a type of attack that most people can't even imagine. That's why I said, have some grace. Do y'all know what I do? Do y'all know what I have to do? I had to lay down my life and go toe-to-toe with the Prince of Darkness for the last 15 years and watch him work over everyone I love. Watch the people I love. Watch him go for them to try and get to me. It's very difficult stuff to deal with. And then people come on and pontificate their Christianity. Doesn't the Bible say, bear ye one another's burdens, thus fulfilling the whole law of Christ? instead of being snarky and mean to me and saying stupid, ugly comments, maybe you should say, Johnny, I know you're under a lot of stress, and I know that to whom much is given, much is required. And my God, God sure has given you a lot. I'm going to play this little clip that went on the back of the Antichrist Right on Time video. I'm going to show y'all something because this is what I put at the end of Antichrist Right on Time right here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play this little segment just so you guys can see this short little segment so you guys know what's coming, man.
We want to thank you once again from the bottom of our hearts for giving us the incredible privilege of serving this country that we love. We also want to tell you a little bit about what we'll be up to next.
First, we're going to take a little break. We're finally going to get some sleep and take some time to be with our family and just be still for a little bit. So we might not be online quite as much as you're used to seeing us.
We are currently in our very own super secret underground bunker with enough food and water and entertainment to last several lifetimes. But I'm here tonight to talk about you. In times of crisis, Americans pull together. And what's going to get us through this difficult time? Sharing. Lending a helping hand to a neighbor in their hour of need.
Here's what I can guarantee. I'll be back. The next time I'm back, I may not be wearing a suit.
In fact, I will be right there with you as a citizen for all my remaining days. Yes, we can. As you say. That I would bring about the biblical end of days. Now that's a legacy. That's big. The end of the Republic has never looked better. You will never see it coming.
A new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
I continue to be much more concerned when it comes to our security with the prospect of a nuclear weapon going off in Manhattan.
That's because it's printed on the U.S. currency.
Let me just say something to all my conspiracy-oriented friends on the right who think I'm planning to unleash some secret agenda. You're absolutely right.
And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven.
Never see it coming. First of all, giving honor to God and our Lord and Savior, Barack Obama.
And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven.
Be still and know that I am God, that I am God, that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations, I will be exalted in the earth.
And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. All that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world.
Tonight, for the first time, I am releasing my official birth video. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. Be still and know that I am God.
I'm going to pause it for just a minute. I want to show you something. The number 9, this is literally a man standing in the temple of God. It's a spirit claiming to be God. It is the spirit of Apollyon. That's why it's 9, and then the 11 are twins. Get it? 9, 11. They're twins, twin towers, because Apollyon rules over the twin system. Now, he also said that they showed the time. Look, 8:48. I'm going to go back and show y'all this. This is super duper important that you see this. Okay, so he said that at 8:48. This is very, 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 very important. Okay, so again, there's the image. There's the still shot. See, there's the angel of the bottomless pit, Apollyon, 9:11, twin system, 8:48. Okay, now watch this. Let's look at the number 8 so you understand this completely. Watch this. Because there's a new race that's here. Remember Lady Gaga? Her performance at the Grammy Awards is about a new race being birthed within the human race. So let's look at the number 8 here. This should enlarge. Okay. The number 8, according to, the Bible, the the Bible numerology code in the Bible numerology code, the number of a new beginning. 8 is 7 plus 1, since it comes just after 7, which itself signifies an end to something. So 8 is associated with the beginning of a new era or that of a new order. Can you say new world order? Like Oprah, it's the dawning of a new era. That's what Oprah said at the Golden Globes. I'm like, the dawning of a new era. Really, Oprah? Wow, because see, the spirit inside them knows that he's coming out and he's speaking through the host body system all the time now. It's phenomenal to see this. I mean, it's just phenomenal. So Obama's saying, be still and know that I am God at 8:48. The number 8 is a new beginning, a new era. And let's look at the number 48. Now, I know what it is. I'll just tell you while it's changing. The number 8 means my Father is glorified. And it also means I will open. Watch this. And this is mind boggling. So at 8:48 a.m., it says, look at this. It means, and I will declare thy greatness through him and by him, star, I will open. Open what? The pit. Oh my gosh. So at 8:48, a new era, new world order, I will open, and it means greatness of my Father. I mean, it's just unbelievable. My Father is exalted. There you go. That's more accurate. I'm getting kind of excited because this is so mind-boggling. This is so unbelievable. Look, My Father is exalted, the number 48 in the Hebrew concordance. There it is. Father of heights. I mean, that's just the exalted one is my Father. Unbelievable. So when Barack Obama stood there and said that, and guys, I did a whole DVD called 9/11 Crowning the Tyrant, and was all about this. And now it's proven out to be exactly right. So my Father is exalted, greatness, and I will open. And then I forgot where the number 86 fell into it, but it's 43 and 43 twins. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So here we go. Let's get back to it.
Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations.
Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack.
They come right up from underneath us. They come right up from.
Okay, I need to pause it here and I need to make a point. Guys, don't you understand? I've been telling everybody the pit's about to open. My friend George Cortez, who worked with me on this project, he and I became friends. During the course of this project, he got saved. He got healed. The Lord God told me, Jonathan, I needed you to know in a way that you would know it was only from me. It could only have happened by me orchestrating it. That spirit, the tiller of the ground, Cain, the spirit of Cain, is coming out. The pit is opening up. I needed you to be sure. Guys, I ordered a sign last week. The Lord told me to put it back there on the wall for when I do videos, except the videos in the container. I will show you proof of the sign I ordered and when I ordered it. It'll be ready next week. You will not believe what's on it. It's a sign that the Lord told me to have it made. Just like the Acts of Peter back there on the wall, that's what the Lord told me to do. I did exactly what he said. The night I got saved, by the way, guys, those of y'all that have seen my personal testimony, my second encounter with Michael after I passed my test of telling the truth, Michael told me, Jonathan, you know that little voice you hear now speaking to you, that's the Lord. Learn to trust his voice, Jonathan. And Jonathan, every little thing you get to eat and every little thing you get to drink, thank God for it because it all comes from him. And I was just sitting there weeping, going, okay, I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I know I'm supposed to go somewhere, but I don't know where it is. And he told me, don't worry, you'll know what to do. When you work for the Lord God, you don't have to wonder what to do. By the way, I want to apologize for being snarky in the last couple of videos. I told you at the end of this video, I'll talk to y'all maybe a little bit. I'm watching things happen that I've never seen on a personal level that's so overwhelming that it's real hard to just deal with. And then dealing with people that are hateful when I'm trying to help them get saved. And they call themselves Christians is just It's repugnant. Go look up the word repugnant. It's repugnant what some people say. The Bible says, "Bear ye one another's burdens, fulfilling the law of Christ." I'm not going to sit here and publicly give myself a bunch of pats on the back, but I guarantee you there's a lot of people that could leave comments that I have helped bear their burdens. And when I mean bear their burdens, I mean bear their burdens. That's what we're supposed to do. So the pit's about to open up. That was in my video, Antichrist Right on Time. They're telegraphing it at the State of the Union. They're telegraphing it at the Super Bowl. They're telegraphing it at two twin Falcons landing. And then two guys named George Cortez, one that is a good friend of mine and a brother in Christ, literally fell in a sinkhole here in San Antonio on Tuesday, and the ground swallowed them up, and they came out of the hole representing, and this is what the Lord told me, and I'll look you in the face, representing the spirit of Cain is coming up out of the pit. Tiller of the ground, George. Tiller of the ground, George. So, sit tight. And the name Cortez means a couple things. It can be courteous. It also means court dweller. The spirit of Cain, court dweller. Because that evil doppelganger, by the way, just let me look at you. Your own evil doppelganger is what judges you, unless you've been converted. Picture this as a magnet, and this is a magnet. They won't stick together, but they're inside this host body system. Picture an invisible sphere with two energies that are opposing like this. Well, if you turn one over, then they'll stick together and the two become one. How'd you do that? You turn one upside down, and then your eye became single instead of double. It became single, and the whole body became full of light. Do you understand? Okay. So anyway, what's going on here is the pit's about to open up, and they are telegraphing it in a way that is so, I mean, I hate to sound like Spock, from Star Trek, but this is the most fascinating thing. I mean, this is so fascinating. It's unbelievable. I mean, this is like the most fascinating thing you could ever imagine getting to see. You are seeing the collective consciousness of a different race taking over the host body system. That's what's going on. And when the pit opens, it's cutoff time, man. That's it. That's why we have all this weird crap going on in the government. All the liars, the government, mind control has been penetrated by the tip of the spear, which is Donald Trump, that the Lord God used to penetrate their outer defenses. So all the lies, now everything that's secret is going to be made public. And all those that have been controlling your minds, a lot of people's minds are going to get freed. They're going to wake up and go, wait a minute, what's going on? Instead of paying attention to that nonsense, you should be watching this channel going, oh my God, look at all this supernatural information this guy's got. Where did he get it? From the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. All glory to the Lord God. Guys, I mean, look at the volume. Look at the sheer volume of information the Lord God's poured through one person. It's insane. I mean, I have trouble dealing with it. It's like, So, anyway, here we go. So there it is, Heaven's Gate. Y'all remember, so that's called the Red Dragon Challenge, and it made it to the top. And there he is looking out in the clouds. He made it to the top. There he is standing at the top in the middle of the head of the serpent. That's a serpent, you guys. That is straight up a snake. And there he is in the clouds. See the little body right there, right in the middle? Let's click it again and see if we can get a full view. Let's see. There he is. See the guy right in the middle right there? He's made it to the top of Heaven's Gate, the above and beyond challenge. Because remember the number 41? Turn it backwards and it's 14, and it's Lucifer saying, I will arise, I will ascend above the clouds and above the throne of the Most High. This is just mind-boggling. I have really bad news for him, though. He thinks he will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High, yet you shall be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. And then I have a really, really super scary scripture. The Lord told me the 99 to turn it upside down. And that was what he wanted to show me on a personal level. Isaiah 66. He that killeth an ox as if he sleweth a man, and he that sacrificeth a lamb as he cut off a dog's neck, he that offereth an oblation as if he offered swine's blood, he that burneth incense as if he blessed an idol. Yea, they have chosen their own ways, and their soul delighteth in their abominations. I also will choose their delusions. I will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear, but they did evil before my eyes, and chose that which I delighted not. Hear ye the word of the Lord, ye that tremble at his word. Your brethren that hated you, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let the Lord be glorified, but he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed. For the voice of the Lord, voice of the noise from the city, a voice from the temple, a voice of the Lord that rendereth recompense to his enemies. Before she travailed, she brought forth. Before her pain came, she was delivered a man-child. Who has heard of such a thing? Guys, we are about to be birthed into a new kingdom. And I'm telling you, a new kingdom is about to be birthed on earth. Okay. That is the delivery of the information for this video. Now, if anybody wants to just bail out now, all I'm going to do is just have a little talk with y'all, anyone that wants to listen. Just kind of, let you into my heart and let you know what's up. I'm going to try and do this without crying or without shedding a tear, because I've already sat here and shed many, many, many tears. I'm not going to talk about all the things I've lost. I'm not going to go through all that. I'm just going to tell y'all to be the harbinger and to do what I do is not explainable in words to other humans. I can't explain it. I'm a pro sky surfer. I'm a pro skydiver. I did all those things before I got saved. I can't explain to you what it's like to jump out of a plane at 15,000 feet with a board strapped to your feet while the space shuttle's launching right behind you. I mean, I can't explain it. You have to do it to understand it. I can show you a video of it. I can show you my photos from the jump. I can show you how I almost died on it. I had a rear foot binding malfunction that 3 guys that same year died from the same malfunction. Sky surfing, the years I was doing, was the deadliest sport in the world. But I can't explain it to you. I can tell you all about it, but you would never understand because it's experiential. The only way you can really understand it is to experience it. And that's how it is for what I'm doing right now. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. I talk to people who I love and care about who just will not receive the truth. They won't receive it. They just can't receive it. They just can't get it. They just won't get it. They can't get it. And then there's these scriptures that say just what the Lord's going to do. I will bring their fears upon them because when I called, none did answer. And imagine that I'm sitting there talking to some people I've been friends with, Gary and other friends of mine I've been friends with 30 years. And, people I know that when I'm talking to them, they'll be looking at me going, yeah. And I'll start biting on their tongue and I'll like, why are you biting on your tongue? And they'll like, what? And they'll stick it out the other side because Satan is toying with me, using someone I care about and making them manifest his stuff right in front of me. It happens to me all the time. And it gets to be too much. It's like, I just want to just get out of their presence because I care about them and I know what's going to happen to them. It's going to be horrifying. They're kids. They have children. They have families and they won't listen. I mean, the level of what I deal with, you can't even imagine. You cannot imagine what it's like to me. I walked into Starbucks. It's on YouTube. I told Chris, the manager, hey, I'll bet you $1,000,000 Alex over there draws a picture of me with a dead sheep on my face. And he did. I'll show you the picture. And so, like I said, if you don't want to listen to this part, turn off the video. But, to have the ability that I have, it's the greatest blessing in the world. It's also probably the heaviest thing you could ever deal with. There's a picture Marcel drew of me and gave to me, and a guy at my art gallery put a dead sheep on top of my head, a goat on the back of my head. He drew a Mayan Indian when he signed his name, or an Aztec Indian with 3 pyramids, and there's a serpent wrapped around my neck eating me. That's a guy I know that handed me that picture. And then Alex, the kid from Starbucks, I told Chris, the manager, I said, Chris, I'll bet you $1,000,000 Alex draws a picture of me and puts an image of a dead sheep on my face. Of course, Chris looked at me like I had totally and completely and utterly lost my mind. And I said, I'll bet you $1,000,000 Alex draws a picture of me. And when he draws a picture of me, he puts an image of a dead sheep on my face. And Chris was like, I'll take it. And so a week and a half later, I walked in there. There's the image Alex drew of me. He said, hey, Johnny, I drew a picture of you. And I went, well, really? Like, can I take it out? He's like, there it is. He hands it to me. I show it to Chris. And Chris is like, and I said, hey, yeah, that's pretty good likeness. Not bad. I wear a do-rag a lot. I've been wearing do-rags for the last, I don't know, 15 years. So when he drew that picture of me, I saw the sheep right behind my ear right off the bat. There it is. Nostril, tongue sticking out, drizzle going down, like drizzle going out of the nose, eye closed, ear. He used like the bow of the do-rag to make the other ear of the sheep. All I got to do is draw it in and show it to you, and he has a serpent eating me. Okay, so see, I obviously see things very differently than you do. And like I said, it's the greatest blessing in the world, but it's also pretty heavy duty stuff. So there it is. I just drew it in for you. There's the sheep. There it is. I colored the sheep in yellow there. And now I drew the serpent in that's eating the sheep. So, when you have this kind of ability, it's pretty amazing. There's a card my wife gave me right before she left and took my kid and tried to, totally destroy my life. And there's a serpent right here that's eating a sheep, and here's the sheep right here. But in order to see the sheep, you got to rotate the card, and there's the serpent eating the sheep right there. And So when your wife gives you a card that's got two girls sitting in a tree and it says, when you find yourself out on a limb, and you open up the card and it says, you always have a friend in me, and she actually gave you a serpent right there. See the serpent? I colored it yellow with a green eye. When it's actually a serpent eating a sheep and it's your own wife that gave it to you, that's kind of traumatic. You know what I mean? I mean, y'all don't deal with what I deal with. Y'all have no clue what I deal with. What I'm showing you right now, I'm dealing with that on a daily basis, on a daily basis. I deal with this stuff. I go in public, I'll go get a coffee and, someone will say, here you go. And I'm like, okay. Someone shake my hand. They'll stick their fingers straight out. They'll wink at me. They'll write stuff on pieces of paper and show it to me. You can't imagine what it's like to be me. You can't imagine what it's like to sky surf with the space shuttle right behind you in the same airspace. 2001, August, the Discovery. Yeah. So when I tell you, hey, I'm struggling because, people are so hateful and they say they're Christians, they're not Christians. They're liars. Most of them are liars. If you're really a Christian, you would empathize. You'd say, my God, look at the level of stuff this guy's dealing with. Dealing with all kinds of stuff. My dad, I went and found my dad dead on the floor just a month ago. And I had a dream the morning that my dad died. I sat up in my bed like, oh my God, I just had this dream my dad died. And I caught the murderers. And there was 5 guys standing around my dad that was dead on the floor. And I called my dad because of the dream I had. And no one answered his phone. And that was kind of weird. And so I called back and no one answered his phone. And then the housekeeper called me going, oh my God, get over here, Dad's on the floor. And I raced over and I walked in and I found my dad dead on the floor. And I dreamt it that same morning. He was probably dying while I was having my dream. Because I dreamt it at like 7 in the morning and I woke up and I was like, weird. And I was, weird, crazy dream. And then the housekeeper found him, like whatever, 8:30 or 9, whatever. Yeah. So anyway, I'm dealing with some stuff, so try and be nice. The end of the world's here. I'm a harbinger. If you don't believe it now, you'll never believe it. The Lord needed me to know for sure that the pit was opening up. So he used my buddy George, and he used George's cousin. Look, I felt like I got hit by a bus, said George Cortez, and it means tiller of the ground, and Cortez means court dweller, tiller of the ground, court dweller. The ground just opened up and it seemed like it wanted to eat us alive. I told you all the pit's going to open up. And his nephew, George Cortez. How many people do y'all know that how many of y'all have a friend that's named, one name, and then has a cousin that's the exact same name that have fallen into a sinkhole? Tell me that. How many of y'all have had that happen to them? I have. So you see, I'm under a little bit of pressure, okay? Because I'm an end of the world harbinger. I announce the arrival of Jesus. See my whole body quiver right there? Did you see that? When I said, I announce the arrival of Jesus, did you see my whole body just... Brrr? Yeah, that's the spirit inside of me. The King's coming, man. So if you're not ready, you're not ready. Anyway. All right, I love you guys. And listen, let me tell you something. Let me look at all y'all. Let me connect. I love you guys. I thank God for you. Y'all are the reward of my service. Do you understand? Whoever comes to Christ, Y'all are my reward. And just like Jesus Christ himself, we are the reward of his suffering. We are his reward. We are what he got out of all his suffering. Out of all my suffering, what I get is y'all. Do you understand? That's my reward. That's why I do this. So y'all get saved. So y'all go, wow, my God, look at this guy. Look at this information. Who in the hell could come up with this stuff? You understand? I'm just here to help. I just want to help. Okay. Time's up. So let's do the best we can. Let's rattle the bushes, shake the trees, see what fruit we can get to fall, because there's not a lot of fruit left to fall, man. This is it. Time's coming. That's a big snake. Remember the Super Bowl? Got something in common with the Red Dragon Challenge? Yeah, it did. Remember the dragon coming out of the sea during the Super Bowl commercial? Oh, yeah. That's not by accident. Did you know the the dragon boat was dragging a Dodge Ram through the water, taking it away like a prisoner? Can't make this stuff up, folks. All right. Well, listen, I love you guys. God bless. And just I got more videos. I'm gonna try and knock out the government video this weekend and the tip of the spear this weekend. Jordan just came out with a new ad. Jordan, why not zero? What do you notice about his body position? Triangle, circle, glorifying, that's their God, the triangle circle. This is a great image right here. The Lord showed this to me to help me put together a folder. It was unbelievable. This image is so pregnant with meaning, it's unbelievable. This is the truth. One of your eyes, this is the condition of one of your eyes. One of your eyes belongs to Apollyon in the pit. That's how he sees through one of your eyes. This is the mechanism through which he sees through. That's why that whole altar right here is a big bug, the altar in the Vatican, the dead sheep turns into a giant bug. Anyway, so let's go ahead and wrap it up and let's call it a day. Just remember 100% nylon. That's all you got to remember. And then turn it upside down. Isn't that crazy? That's my personal testimony. The first thing the Lord God told me was read the tags and the clothes you're carrying. Like the back of this shirt. I was carrying a couple shirts that said 100% nylon. And I said, that doesn't make any sense. He said, turn it upside down, the word nylon. 100% no line, upside down and backwards. That's what unlocked everything you've seen at this channel. That's what unlocked it. It's the key of David. Okay? And that's what he gave to me the night I got saved. And that's why I'm always falling out of the sky upside down. Because we were all at one time one of them. At one time we were all one of them. That's why I have fangs on. We were all vampiric. I happen to have on a rig that's called Infinity. I made a kind of a quick decision on that particular rig. I was going to buy a Vector rig, but I bought an Infinity, and my logo for my company is a V with fangs. That's upside down. Vampire sunglasses. I told you I ordered a sign last week. When you see what that sign is, and you realize that I ordered that sign last week, and it's going to be on this wall behind me when I broadcast from where I'm sitting, y'all are going to freak out. It's unbelievable. Anyway, so there it is. Mystery solved. There it is. Unbelievable. Okay, guys. So, well, thanks for letting me just kind of vent a little bit. I'm really sorry about being snarky towards rude towards anyone, even though, you know, my enemy is relentless, relentless enemy. It's like, dude, take a freaking break. He doesn't take a break. And so, you know, the enemy comes at me through people. That's how he works. So sometimes I get a little burnout. Anyway, God bless you guys. I love you guys. Good night. Good night. You know what? Before I sign off, good night, I would very much like to ask you guys, because there's definitely been some people that need some help. And one thing we do here is we help others, and we don't let the right hand know what the left hand is doing. But if you can, please think about supporting this channel. We have a link right here. If you go to the Jonathan Kleck channel, right here, the Jonathan Kleck, there's a PayPal link right here, jk@jonathankleck.com. You can just send it there if you can. Just help us keep going. The end is imminent. You know, when I say, I don't know if it's today, tomorrow, next week. My birthday is 3/16. That'd be a great birthday present. I never pick dates, so don't do dates. So anyway, yeah, if you're led to, if the Spirit leads you, only if the Spirit leads you, go support us at PayPal right here, or we have a PO box. PO, just make it to J Kleck, JKLECK, PO Box 91281 SATX 78209. There it is. J Kleck, P.O. Box 91281, San Antonio, Texas 78209. That's our mailing address. Or you can PayPal us there if you want to help, just if you're led to. If you haven't seen You Are Exiles, the DVD, if you know anyone, if you know anyone that you're trying to help them get out of the trap, the snare that they're in, have them watch You Are Exiles. That's going to be one of the best ways to help them get out of it. Or some of the U.S. currency videos, because when you see the bombings on the money, it really rattles a lot of people. Okay, guys. Well, again, I love you guys, and y'all are the reward of my service. Whoever comes to Christ, and I'm hoping there's a lot of y'all. I hope a lot of y'all have come here and realized that this guy that's talking to you, I am 100% sold out to the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. Whatever he needs me to do, I'll do it. So when he asks me to do stuff that doesn't make sense, I do it. And then I get to see the glory of God. Just like that container out there with Revelation 3:10 on it. All right, guys. God bless. Good night.